Hello students, how are you all? Hope you went through previous chapters, units and measurements and motion in a straight line previous year questions sessions. I did upload it in the YouTube. Hope you went through those questions and I hope you enjoyed while you are going through that video. So I hope it will help you in your preparation. Today I would like to solve numericals based on motion in a plane chapter. Let's start. Look at the very first question. They're asking, identify the vector quantity among the following. So in this chapter we are going to study about vectors, scalars, multiplication of vectors, and riverboat numericals, river velocity in two-dimensional motion, and projectile motion, especially horizontal projectile motion, inclined projectile motion, and angular projectile motion. These are the basic things we are about to learn. Now the very first question is, so distance, angular momentum, heat, energy. Identify the vector quantity they are asking. Distance is a scalar quantity, heat is energy, so it's a form of energy. So energy, option A, option C, option D are scalar quantities. Energy is a scalar, heat is a scalar, distance is also a scalar, angular momentum is vector quantity. Actual formula for angular momentum is, so question number 1. Formula for angular momentum is R bar cross P bar. L bar is equal to R bar cross P bar. As this is a cross product of two vectors, resultant is also going to be a vector quantity. Okay, ma? So the first question answer, option B. Okay, next get into the second question. So what's the second question they have given? 6 vectors A bar through F bar have the magnitudes and directions indicated in the figure. Which of the following statements is true? Okay. So hope you understand the representation of this vector. Now we have to check out the option. Now look at the first option. In the first option they said B bar plus C bar is equal to F bar. We have to check out whether it is going to be correct or not. See, always resultant vector is in between the two vectors. Okay. Resultant vector is always in between two vectors. Remember this. Now B bar vector direction in that question they have given it is in downward direction. And let me cross check these questions like this. B bar vector is downward. What about C bar vector? C bar vector representation is towards right. And the resultant vector must be in between them. Okay, let's say this is B bar vector and this is C bar vector. Resultant vector must lie in between these two vectors. So this is going to be F bar vector. Is this vector direction following the given question or not? So in a given question, what is the direction they have given? Given direction of F bar is going to be like this. Is this following this answer? No, it is not. That's the reason first option is a wrong answer. Hope you understood. I am checking with the help of options itself. I took B bar plus C bar. I did represent it in the form of vector notation. Then I got the resultant vector direction like this. But actual given direction of F bar is like this. So is it following the resultant? No, it is not. That is the reason given option is wrong. This is how we have to check remaining 3 options. Let's see second option, option B. So they have given D bar plus C bar is equal to F bar. Okay, let me check. D bar direction is upward. Sorry. This is the direction of D bar. What about C bar direction? C bar direction is towards right. And C bar, F bar direction must be resultant of these two. That is D bar plus C bar must be like this. Is it following the original direction? No, it is not. So that's why this is also wrong answer. Next, option C. In option C, they have given D bar plus E bar is equal to F bar. Let me check. What's the direction of D bar? D bar is upward. This is D bar. E bar is towards left. This is E bar. What about resultant vector? Resultant vector always lies in between those two vectors. This is F bar. Is this following the original direction, original vector direction, whatever the vector they have given? Yes, it is. That is the reason option C is correct. See, whenever you are deciding option, any one of the option is correct, you should be in a position to decide why remaining options are wrong answers. Let me check option D. They said B bar plus E bar is equal to F bar. Okay, let us see. B bar vector direction is towards down. E bar vector is in direction is towards left. So this is B bar and this is E bar. So the resultant vector must be between these two vectors, and this is going to be F vector. Is this following resultant vector direction? I mean the vector which is given in the question? No, it is not. So option C alone matching the answer. Hope you understood. Check out this point and this terminologies. Is it clear, guys? Yes. Next, resolution of vector. Okay, the very first question based on this concept they have given, if a unit vector is represented by 0.5 I cap minus 0.8 j cap plus c k cap, okay, then the value of c, that's what they are asking. Question number 3, solution. Given vector is, let's say I am assuming that is as a bar, which is equal to 0.5 I cap minus 0.8 j cap plus c k cap. They said this is a unit vector. They have already given this vector is a unit vector. What is the meaning of unit vector? The meaning of unit vector is magnitude is equal to 1. Meaning of unit vector is magnitude is equal to 1. Let me find out magnitude of this vector. That is root of 0.5 square plus minus 0.8 whole square plus c square. So they said magnitude of the vector is equal to 1. They said it is a unit vector, right? That's why I am replacing it with 1. So root of 0.5 square is going to be 0.25 plus 0.8 square is 0.64 plus c square. Send this to square root left side, it will become 1, which is equal to 0.89, 0.25 plus 0.64 plus c square. Then c square is equal to 1 minus 0.89, which is equal to 0.11. They are asking value of c, then c is equal to root of 0.11. Look at this, which option is matching? Option B is correct. Very good. Next, question number 4. So what is the question they are given? If magnitude of sum of two vectors is equal to magnitude of difference of two vectors. Look at the observation. So try to understand. So they said magnitude of two vectors. Let me assume A bar and B bar are two vectors. Magnitude of those vectors is equal to difference of those two vectors. Magnitude of difference of those two vectors. Understand the terminology. So whatever they have given, I did substitute exactly. So how to find out a magnitude? When two vectors A bar and B bar are separated by some angle theta, then how to find out a resultant? Resultant is equal to root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. This resultant is nothing but addition of two vectors or subtraction of two vectors. Addition of vectors. Resultant is nothing but addition of vectors. What about subtraction of vectors? Subtraction of vectors is equal to root of magnitude of subtraction of two vectors, a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. This is subtraction of two vectors. Subtraction of two vectors. This is the way we have to find out magnitude of the addition of vectors and subtraction of vector. They said those two are equal. If they are equal, let us see how to solve this. Left side, magnitude of two addition of magnitude of two vectors, which is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. So which is square root, which is equal to root of magnitude of difference of the vector a square plus b square plus, not plus, you are going to get minus 2ab cos theta. Square root will get cancelled if you square on both sides. Then you are left with a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, which is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. A square b square will get cancelled. So 4ab cos theta is equal to 0. Then cos theta is equal to 0. Then theta is equal to 90 degrees. This is the answer. Which option is correct? Option D is correct. Now look at the next question, that is question number 5. Question number 5, if you observe, the vectors a bar and b bar are such that magnitude of a bar plus b bar is equal to magnitude of a bar minus b bar. The angle between the two vectors they are asking, it is similar to question number 4. What's the answer, guys? Answer is 90 degrees. Just observe here how many times it is repeated. Okay, understand. Next, look at the number, question number 6. So what is the thing they have given? If a bar, magnitude of a bar plus b bar is equal to magnitude of a bar and plus magnitude of b bar. Okay, super. Try to understand the difference, the way how they represent it. So a bar plus b bar, it is magnitude of sum of two vectors, which is equal to magnitude of individual vectors, modulus of a bar plus modulus of b bar. So I can replace magnitude of a bar simply with a, magnitude of b bar simply with b. So what is magnitude of addition of two vectors? It is going to be root of, come on guys, a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, which is equal to a plus b. Square root on both sides, square on both sides. If you square on both sides, you can cancel square root left side. So it is going to be a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Right side it is going to be a plus b whole square. You are squaring on both sides, right? Left side square root will get cancelled, right side square will be there. So it is going to be a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, which is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. That's all. You are not going to get cos theta. It is simply a plus b whole square formula. So finally a square plus b square will get cancelled out. Then it is going to be 2ab cos theta is equal to 2ab. 2ab will get cancelled. Then cos theta is equal to 1. At what value of theta you are going to get cos theta is equal to 1? Theta is equal to 0 degrees. This is the answer. Option C is correct for the question number 6. Super. Next, question number 7. Let us see what they are asking. Solution. The magnitude of vectors a bar, b bar and c bar are 3, 4 and 5 respectively. If a bar plus b bar is equal to c bar, the angle between the vectors they are asking. Okay, super. So a bar magnitude is equal to 3, b bar magnitude is equal to 4 and c bar magnitude is equal to 5. They said a bar plus b bar is equal to c bar. From this we can find out magnitude of c bar, that is c bar vector magnitude is equal to, so it's a magnitude of addition of two vectors, right? So it is going to be a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. They gave magnitude of c bar. What's the magnitude of c bar? It is going to be 5. 5 is equal to, substitute all those values. A square is 3 square plus 4 square plus 2 into 3 into 4 cos theta. Square on both sides. If you square on both sides, it is going to be 25 is equal to 3 square plus 4 square is going to be 25. 9 plus 16. So next it is going to be 24 cos theta. 25 will get cancelled out. Then cos theta, 24 cos theta is equal to 0. Then cos theta is equal to 0. At what value of theta you are going to get cos theta? 0. At theta is equal to 90 degrees. Hope you understood more. Look at this. Which option is correct? Option A for 7th question. Super. Next. Question number 8. In question number 8, what they are asking? Try to observe. The x and y are coordinates of the particle at any time that x is equal to 5t minus 2t square. Okay, x is equal to 5t minus 2t square and y is equal to 10 into t. That means position of the particle is varying in both dimensions, not only in x direction, it is varying in y direction also. It is like object is moving in a plane. That is the meaning of this representation. So if they have given only position along x-axis, that means it is a straight line, motion in a straight line. Object is moving only in one direction. But when it comes to the second part, that is y is equal to 10t also, that means object position is varying in y direction also. It means it's a motion of the object in a plane. Okay, super. Next, what they are asking, where x and y are in meter, then they are asking acceleration of particle at t is equal to 2 seconds. Super. As they have given position in both x and y direction, you have to find out acceleration of the object in both direction. Let me find out first. Velocity v is equal to dx by dt. If what's the differentiation of this position with respect to time? You are going to get 5 minus 4t. This is velocity along x direction. What about velocity along y direction? It is going to be dy by dt, which is equal to 10. Now I need acceleration. So they are asking acceleration, right? So acceleration along x direction is dvx by dt. Differentiate velocity along x direction with respect to time. So which is equal to minus 4. So 5 is constant. Constant differentiation is 0. Then acceleration along y direction, which is equal to, as this 10 is constant, ay is going to be 0. So we are left with only one acceleration. Acceleration of this particle is a is equal to ax I cap plus ay j cap. This is the way to represent. Here ax alone present, that is minus 4 I cap. So as this is magnitude is constant, does it depends on time? Acceleration along x direction? No, it does not depend on time. So acceleration at any time, it is going to be minus 4 meter per second square only. The reason behind it is it does not depends on time. If it depends on time, then we'll substitute the time value, then we can find out the acceleration at a particular instant of time. That is called as instantaneous acceleration. Now here acceleration is minus 4 meter per second square along x-axis direction. So I mean it is along minus x-axis direction because it represents minus I cap, right? Okay, no problem. So finally they are asking options in the form of without representing this I cap. They are asking acceleration. So we have to go ahead with minus 4 meter per second square. Is it clear, ma? Which option is correct? Option B. Super. Next. So this is somewhat interesting question. They are given position vector and they are asking different answers. Super. Okay. Question number 9. Solution. The position vector of a particle r bar as a function of time is given by r bar is equal to, look at this, r bar is equal to 4 sine 2 pi t I cap plus 4 cos 2 pi t j cap. Okay, where r is in meter, t is in second, and I cap and j cap denote unit vectors along x and y directions respectively. Which one of the following statement is wrong? We have to find out the statement which is wrong for the motion of the particle. Actually, in this material, they have given this option as wrongly. Please note this point carefully. In this case, this option is not 8 pi meter per second. It is actually only 8 meter per second. They gave it is wrongly. So it is actually 8 meter per second in the option. Okay, well? Now, so actually first option is correct answer. I mean, that is the wrong answer for the given question. Okay, well, let's prove how it is going to be wrong answer. So when they have given position, I can find out velocity of the object. How to find out velocity of the object? It is going to be dr bar by dt. Super. Differentiate this with respect to 2 times. So we know the differentiation of sin theta and cos theta. D sin x by dx is equal to cos x. What about d cos x by dx, which is equal to minus sin x? Okay. But if they are asking d sin 2x divided by dx is equal to sin 2x, differentiation is cos 2x, that is okay. Then again you have to differentiate for 2x. This 2 comes as a multiplier, so you are going to get 2 cos 2x. Whenever you are dealing with differentiation of sin or cos function, remember this point, 2 cos 2x. What if d cos 2x is present? With respect to dx, what's the differentiation? It is going to be minus 2 sin 2x. Cos 2x differentiation is minus sin 2x. 2x differentiation is 2. It is called as a chain rule. So try to understand. Okay. Now in this case, I have to differentiate the same thing. Whatever the coefficient is there with respect to 2 time, that will comes as a multiplier. Now what is the answer? 4 into 2 pi. Sin differentiation is cos of 2 pi t I cap. This is the rule I have to follow. Next, cos pi t cos differentiation is minus sin. So minus 4 into 2 pi sin. Cos differentiation is minus sin. Sin 2 pi t j cap. The very first option, this is the velocity. The very first option they are saying magnitude of velocity of the particle. So this is velocity. How to find out magnitude of the velocity? Magnitude of the velocity is going to be 8 pi is common root of cos square 2 pi t plus sin square 2 pi t. This is what I am going to. So minus of sin of 2 pi t whole square will be there. Minus square is going to be plus only. So what is cos square theta plus sin square theta? It is going to be equal to 1. So final answer that I am going to get, magnitude of velocity vector is equal to 8 pi. Actually first option matches, but the question they have given wrongly. In the option, first option, it is not 8 pi, it should be 8 in question itself. So first option is the wrong answer. Actual answer I am going to get is 8 pi. That is correct only. Path of the circle is a path of the particle is a circle of radius 4 meter. Yes, it is. Look at the next option, guys. What's the thing they are given? The path of the particle is a circle of radius 4 meter. Okay, there is a rule for deciding for a circular motion. Let us say, so let's say this is A, from the center this distance, and this is going to be B, then resultant will give you radius of that circle. Okay, so from this we can decide that r square is equal to a square plus b square. So whatever the r value, that is going to be radius of the circle. Let me find out this. They have given 4 sin 2 pi t plus 4 cos 2 pi t. Let me square both of them and let's find out the value of r. R square is equal to, so a is 4 sin square 2 pi t. So you have to square 4 also. 4 square sin square 2 pi t plus 4 square cos square 2 pi t. If you observe this 4 square common, r square is equal to 4 square sine square 2 pi t plus cos square 2 pi t, which is equal to 1. What I am left with, r square is equal to 4 square and r is equal to 4. Yes, r is the radius of the circle. Radius of circle. Is the second option is matching? Yes, it is. Second option is a matching. Next, correct only. Second option is perfectly correct. There is nothing wrong in this. What about the third option? Acceleration vector is along minus r bar. Okay. First of all, decide what is r bar. R bar is equal to, they have given 4 sine 2 pi t I cap plus 4 cos 2 pi t j cap. What's the velocity vector we got? Velocity vector is equal to 8 pi sine of, sorry, not sine, you are going to get cos, right? Cos 2 pi t I cap minus 8 pi sine of 2 pi t j cap. Super. What about acceleration? Acceleration in the sense you have to differentiate this again. dv bar by dt. Already I have explained how v bar is getting. So next, 8 pi is constant. Differentiation of cos is minus. So you are going to get minus 2 pi sine of 2 pi t is the differentiation. I'm just following this rule. If I have cos x, cos 2x differentiation, sine 2x differentiation, 2 comes as a multiplier, 2 cos 2x differentiation minus 2 sin 2x, like that. I'm just following that rule. Minus 8 pi, sine differentiation is cos, 2 pi comes outside, 2 pi cos of 2 pi t. So this is the acceleration I cap and this is j cap. Okay, look at this. So finally we are going to get minus 16 pi square sine 2 pi t I cap minus 16 pi square cos 2 pi t j cap. So if you common minus something value, so let us say you can common 4 pi square. Okay, if you common 4 pi square, then I can write it down, it is as 4 sine 2 pi t I cap plus 4 cos 2 pi t j cap. So if you observe this one, it looks like a r bar. So a bar is equal to minus 4 pi square r bar. Is it along minus r bar? Is acceleration is acting? So they are not asking magnitude of acceleration and r bar relation. They are asking whether a bar is along r bar or minus r bar. If you observe this, a bar, here it is minus, a bar is along plus r bar or minus r bar, minus r bar. This is the relation. So which option? So option C is also correct only. Next, let me check out option D. Magnitude of acceleration vector is v square by r. That's what they are asking. Okay, so they have given acceleration vector already. Then how to find out acceleration? So I know magnitude of velocity vector. What is the magnitude of velocity vector I got? So acceleration is equal to, I'm talking about magnitude, so v square by r square, v square by r, where v is the velocity of the particle. Okay, let us see. What about v square? V magnitude of v is going to be, here it is 8 pi square divided by, what about r? R magnitude is going to be 4. Here it is square root of 4 sine 2 pi t whole square plus 4 cos 2 pi t whole square, sine square theta plus cos square theta will become 1. You are going to get root of 4 square, that will get cancelled out. Finally you are going to get 4, which is equal to 8 8s are 64 pi square divided by 4 will be there. You are going to get 16 pi square. Now if you observe here, what is the quantity which is constant? So minus 16 pi square comes outside, sin square theta plus cos square theta, you are going to get 1. Value it is here, it is equal to minus 16 pi square, magnitude is going to be 16 pi square. Yes, it is correct. The only option which is not matching is option A. The question 8 pi meter per second is the correct answer, but in question they have given the option as wrongly. So first option is the wrong option. Okay, hope you understood. Now look at the question number 10. A particle is moving in such that its position coordinates in xy are 2 meter, 3 meter at t is equal to 0. Okay, super. Question number 10. Solution. At t is equal to 0, position of the particle x, y is equal to 2, 3. At t is equal to 0, position is 2 meter, 3 meter. Okay, super. 6 meter, 7 meter at t is equal to 2 seconds. Super. At t is equal to 2 seconds, it is 6 meter, 7 meter. Next, at t is equal to 5 seconds, it is 13 meter, 14 meter. Okay. So at time t is equal to 2 seconds, at time t is equal to 5 seconds. What's the thing they're asking? They're asking average velocity vector. average velocity vector, which is also defined as total displacement divided by total time. They're asking average velocity vector. Total displacement is nothing but final position vector minus initial position vector. It is represented as r final minus r initial divided by total time. Total time. Now from where to where they are asking? From 0 to 5 seconds. That means at t is equal to 0 is going to be initial position and this is going to be final position. Very good. Now what is the initial position? Try to understand. Initial position is r I bar is equal to 2 I cap plus 3 j cap. Final position rf bar is equal to 13 I cap plus 14 j cap. Then what is rf bar minus ri bar, which is equal to 13 minus 2 I cap plus 14 minus 3 j cap. Rf bar minus rf bar minus ri bar. So you are going to get, it is going to be 11 I cap plus 11 j cap. So this is the result displacement vector. So this one represent displacement, total displacement. Now they have given time also. What is the time? 0 to 5 seconds, in the sense t is equal to 5 seconds I have to consider. Now to average velocity vector is equal to total displacement by time, total time. So which is equal to 11 I cap plus 11 j cap divided by time taken is 5. So if you common 11 from this, 11 by 5 I cap plus j cap is the answer. This is the way to answer. Option D is correct. Sir, then what's the purpose of giving t is equal to 2 seconds? In the sense, it's just to confuse you. Only thing you have to observe is initial position and final position. That's all. No need to take care of remaining in between process. Next, a body is moving with a velocity 30 meter per second towards east. Super. Question number 11. Solution. Let me take reference direction. Let's say this is east, west, north and south. Okay. In the question they have given, the body is moving with velocity 30 meter per second towards east. Okay, first he is moving towards east with 30 meter per second. Okay, next, after 10 seconds its velocity becomes 40 meter per second towards north. Super. Towards north, after 10 seconds its velocity became, this is our north direction. What is the velocity, new velocity now? It is 40 meter per second. How much time it took? In 10 seconds. Okay, this is 40 meter per second. Okay, so time duration in between is equal to 10 seconds. Super. Now what is the thing they're asking? They're asking average acceleration of the body. Okay, so this is the general representation what they have given. Now let me represent in the form of vector. Initial velocity is equal to, how much it is? 30 I cap representation. What about final velocity? It is 40. Let me consider this is I cap and this is minus I cap, north as j cap, south as minus j cap. This is the reference direction I'm going to follow. So it is north direction, so it is 40 j cap. They're asking average acceleration. What's the formula for average acceleration? Average acceleration is total change in velocity, or else you can write down change in velocity divided by time, total time. So change in velocity is nothing but final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time. So average acceleration is equal to, final velocity is 40 j cap minus initial velocity is 30 I cap divided by time taken in this process is 10, which is equal to 4 j cap minus 3 I cap. This is the acceleration. What's the question they're asking now? 11th. They're asking magnitude. So average acceleration magnitude is equal to root of 4 square plus 3 square, which is equal to root 25, which is equal to 5. Option D is correct. Now look at question number 12. A particle moves in xy plane according to the rule x is equal to a sin omega t, y is equal to a cos omega t. Okay. Question number 12. Solution. X is equal to a sin omega t, y is equal to what's the value? A cos omega t. So we have seen this kind of model in question number, here it is. Whether it is going to be a circular path or not, we decided one question. Where is it? Okay. Let us see. So if you square both x square and y square, you should equate it to a square. Then we can decide it is going to be a circular path. Okay, so let us see x square plus y square, we should get a square. Let us see we are going to get it or not. So what about x square? X square is going to be a sin omega t whole square plus, what about y? Y is a cos omega t whole square. We have to check out whether it is going to be equal to a square or not. So a square sin square omega t plus a square cos square omega t. If you common a square, you are going to get sin square omega t plus cos square omega t. Sin square omega t plus cos square omega t is equal to 1. Final result, and I got it as a square. Yes, it is a circular path. We have a rule that x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, right? Here b is also a. So finally you are going to get x square by a square plus y square by b, a square is equal to 1, and x square plus y square is equal to a square. Yes, it is a circular path of radius a. Next, question number 13. A particle starting from the origin moves in a straight line in the xy plane. Its coordinates at later time are root 3 comma 3. The path of the particle makes with x-axis an angle of super. Question number 13 solution. Initially, it means initially particle is at the origin, right? Okay, so let's say this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Particle initially at origin 0 comma 0. Finally later it is at root 3 comma 3. Along horizontal direction it is at root 3. Root 3 values approximately 1.732. remember this. Which is greater, 3 is greater or root 3 is greater? Root 3 is greater. So along horizontally it is at 1.732, along vertically it is at 3. Okay, so this is root 3 meter and this is going to be 3 meter. Okay, this is where, that means this is where particle is, root 3 comma 3 meter. What's the question they're asking? This is how to represent a position vector. Position vector is represented from starting to this final position. Okay, so this is how a position vector represented. So let's say this is r bar. We have to find out angle made by this position vector with respect to x-axis. First of all, let me represent the position vector. Position vector is, or it is also called as displacement vector, final position minus initial position, right? What is the initial position? Initial position is equal to 0. Final position is root 3 I cap plus 3 j cap. Now I have to find out angle made by this position vector with respect to x-axis. What is tan theta? Tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent. What is opposite side? 3. 3 divided by adjacent side root 3. It can be replaced as root 3. 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3 divided by 3. So root 3 will get cancelled. Tan theta is equal to root 3 and theta is equal to 60 degrees. This is the answer. So which option? Option B is correct. Hope you understood how to represent a position vector. Okay, next. A bus is moving on a straight road towards north. Okay, again reference direction. In which direction bus is moving initially? Let's say this is north, south, east, west. Initially it is moving on a straight road towards north with a speed of 50 meter per second. Okay, first it is moving towards north with a speed 50 meter per second. Okay, next with a uniform speed. Then it turns left through 90 degrees in the sense towards west direction or towards east direction. So while I am moving like this, this is going to be right and this is left for me. So this is left and this is right. So towards left in the sense the bus will move towards west direction. Okay, so with the same speed or a different speed? Speed remains unchanged. Okay, super. That means with 50 meter per second itself. Okay, next. What's the question they're asking? The increase in velocity of the bus in turning this process is, including direction we have to take. So they are asking increase in the velocity. Increase in the velocity is nothing but change in velocity. Change in velocity they are asking. So how to find out change in velocity? Change in velocity is nothing but final velocity minus initial velocity. What is the final velocity? Object is moving towards west direction. Just now I gave a reference direction. You can imagine this is as I cap minus I cap j cap plus j cap and this is minus j cap. Initially in which direction this vehicle is moving? Along j cap. Next along minus I cap. So it is minus 50 I cap minus initial velocity 50 j cap. This is the representation of change in velocity vector. Okay, now let me represent in the form of diagram. So first of all let me find out magnitude, which is equal to root of minus 50 square plus minus 50 square, which is equal to root of 2 times of 50 square. So 150 will comes outside, so final answer is going to be 50 root 2 meter per second is the increase in velocity, nothing but change in velocity. I have to represent direction, right? So with the help of this I have to represent direction. First you have to represent first vector, that is minus 50 I cap. Okay, next vector, it is represented as minus 50 j cap, so minus 50 j cap. So how to draw a resultant vector? Actually I have to draw this vector. This is like addition of vectors with the help of head to tail method. Next vector is drawn. Next vector is tail is connected to the previous vector head. So this is how a vector is drawn. It is minus 50 j cap. Now how to draw a resultant vector? Resultant vector is drawn from tail of the first vector to the head of last vector. This is how resultant vector. Here it is delta v. This is the resultant vector. If with respect to reference, this is the reference I have given. With respect to reference, what is the direction of this change in velocity? Change in velocity direction is southwest. Okay, so final answer I got. So here direction it is going to be southwest. So 50 root 2 value is approximately 70.7, so kilometer per hour. So in options also they have given it is kilometer per hour, right? Okay, let me mention this is as kilometer per hour itself. This is the way to find out direction and magnitude. Hope you understood. Which option matches? Option A matches perfectly. Super. Next, let's move on to the next question. Now look at the question number 15. The question number 15 is based on motion in a plane with constant acceleration. Okay, if it is constant acceleration, in previous chapter itself I did explain, if acceleration is constant we can apply equations of motion. Let me give you a note before solving this. Acceleration is equal to constant in the sense we can apply equations of motion. This is the meaning. Okay, and one more point I would like to give you is whenever any particle is on the inclined surface, any object is on the inclined surface, its acceleration due to gravity which is responsible for displacement of the object on the plane is going to be a different value. Let me give you that explanation. Hope you understood the first note. Let us say on this inclined plane a block is placed. Mass of this block is, let's say, m. Angle of inclination is theta. I have to represent acceleration due to gravity. There will be two components of acceleration due to gravity. Generally acceleration due to gravity always towards the center of the earth. This is how we have to represent, which is equal to g. Now this is not the acceleration which is responsible for displacement of the object on the inclined surface. Now you have to divide this into two components. How to divide that into two components? Let's check out. If this is 90 degrees, definitely this is going to be 90 degrees, right? If this is 90 degrees and this is theta, what about this angle? This angle is going to be 90 minus theta, right? Yes, it is. Divide this g into two perpendicular components. This is called as resolution of vector. So this is divided like this. This is going to be g sine theta. Sorry, not g sine theta. So if this is 90 minus theta, this is going to be theta, right? Because this is 90 degrees. So just check out. Total angle must be 90 degrees. This is going to be theta. So this component, adjacent side component is going to be g cos theta. What about this component? This is going to be g sin theta. This is how components are divided. So the acceleration which is responsible for displacement of the object on the inclined plane is g sin theta, not g cos theta. Hope you understand this representation. These are the 2 points I would like to mention before solving this numerical. Hope you understood. Look at this question number 15. So they are given a different way. When an object is shot from the bottom of a long, smooth, inclined plane kept at an angle 60 degrees with horizontal. Super. Question number 15. They said there is an inclined plane which is of smooth surface and at an angle of inclination is 60 degrees with respect to horizontal. Okay. One object is shot from the bottom. From the bottom, one object is shot. Let's say with an initial speed u. Okay. What is the acceleration due to gravity acting on that block and in which direction? Here it is. Just now I have explained, no? G sin theta will act in opposite direction to the motion of the body. This is how it is represented. Super. In place of theta, you have to substitute 60 degrees. If acceleration is opposite to motion of the object, what happens to velocity of the object? In this case, velocity decreases. Understand? Because acceleration due to gravity is in opposite direction to velocity or in the same direction. If, or else I will write down here, as g sin theta opposite to motion of the object, then velocity decreases or increases? Velocity decreases. Velocity decreases. So at one point of time, finally this object is going to come to rest position. Okay, let us say this object came to rest position at this point. So final velocity is equal to 0. So within this object travels some distance, right? Let's say the distance is going to be x1. That's what they have given also. So it can travel a distance x1 along the plane by the time its velocity becomes 0. Okay. Next, but when the inclination is decreased to 30 degrees and the same object is shot with the same velocity, super. Now inclination is reduced to 30 degrees. Okay, super. Let us see. Now the angle of inclination is 30 degrees only. It is reduced. Now they are using same object or a different object? They are using same object. Okay. And projected with the same velocity. So final velocity when it reaches maximum is equal to 0. Acceleration due to gravity is opposite to its motion of the object. It is going to be g sin theta. Here in place of theta you have to substitute 30 degrees. Velocity of the object is decreases or increases? Decreases. Now the distance traveled is going to be, let's say, x2. That's what they have given also. Now the question they are asking is, so question is, it can travel x2. They are asking x1 to x2 ratio. Super. How to find out x1 to x2 ratio? First of all, they said acceleration due to it, this object is under motion of acceleration due to gravity, right? So then acceleration due to gravity is generally constant. If it is constant, we can use equations of motion. Let me use equations of motion for case 1. For case 1, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Let me use that formula. V square is final velocity, which is 0. U square is initial velocity. A is acceleration due to gravity, which is opposite to the motion of the object. That's why I can represent it as 2g sine 60 degrees into x1. Okay, is everything clear? Okay, this is x1. From this 2g sine 60 is root 3 by 2. So 2g root 3 by 2 into x1 is equal to u square. From this 2 will get cancelled. You can write down x1 is equal to u square divided by root 3 into g. this is x1. Okay, now with the help of the same equations of motion, let me find out x2 in case 2. In case 2, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Again, v square is equal to 0, u square is u square, same initial velocity, minus 2g sine 30 into x2. Sine 30 is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 will get cancelled out, then x2 into g is equal to u square, and x2 is equal to u square by g. So this is x2 value. They are asking x1 to x2 ratio, which is equal to u square by root 3g divided by u square by g. So this u square by g will get cancelled. I am going to left with 1 by root 3. This is the answer. Which option matches? Option D matches perfectly. Very good. Next, question number 16. In question number 16, observe what they have given. A particle has initial velocity 2i cap plus 3j cap. Okay, initial velocity is equal to 2i cap plus 3j cap. Next, acceleration is 0.3 i cap plus 0.2 j cap. Acceleration is equal to 0.3 i cap plus 0.2 j cap. Okay. Magnitude of velocity after 10 seconds will be. Okay, they are asking magnitude of velocity after 10 seconds. So final velocity they are asking. Final velocity. Super. After how much time? After 10 seconds they are asking. First of all, write down the formula for acceleration. Acceleration is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time, right? What's the value of acceleration? So from this I need final velocity, right? I can represent this one like this. Acceleration into time is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity. From this, final velocity is equal to acceleration into time plus initial velocity. Super. Acceleration value 0.3 i cap plus 0.2 j cap. It is represented as into time. Time is 10 seconds. Okay. Next. Plus, what is initial velocity? 2 i cap plus 3 j cap, which is equal to 0.3 into 10, it is going to be 3 i cap plus 0.2 into 10, this one, 2 j cap plus 2 i cap plus 3 j cap. If you add both of them, you are going to get 5 i cap plus 5 j cap. This is velocity, final velocity of the object. They are asking magnitude of final velocity, right? So magnitude of final velocity is going to be root of 5 square plus 5 square, which is equal to 5 root 2 units. They have given answer in terms of units. That's why answer option B is correct. Is everything clear, guys? Hope you understood. Next, question number 17. So what's the question they are asking? A particle has initial velocity 3i cap plus 4j cap. Okay, 17 solution. Initial velocity of the particle is 3i cap plus 4j cap. Has acceleration 0.4 i cap plus 0.3 j cap. Okay, acceleration is equal to 0.4 i cap plus 0.3 j cap. The speed after 10 seconds they are asking. They are asking speed after 10 seconds. Magnitude of final velocity is nothing but speed. So this is what we have to find out. After 10 seconds we have to find out this. So this is the same as the 16th question. Same process. Let me answer this. Acceleration formula v final minus v initial, change in velocity by change in time, right? The change in velocity I am representing with v final minus v initial. I am representing t alone because t2 minus t1 is equal to t itself, because initial velocity, initial time is going to be equal to 0. Okay, so from this v final is equal to, it's the same as earlier, a into t plus v initial. So v final is equal to, acceleration is 0.4 i cap plus 0.3 j cap into 10 plus 3 i cap plus 4 j cap, which is equal to 4 i cap. Multiply this with 10, so 4 i cap plus 3 j cap. multiply with this 10. So you are going to get 3i cap plus 4j cap. So final answer is 7i cap plus 7j cap. I need speed. This is velocity. How to find out speed? Speed is nothing but magnitude of velocity, which is equal to root of 7 square plus 7 square, which is 7 root 2. So speed is equal to magnitude of velocity. Remember this point. Speed equal to magnitude of velocity. Super. Next. Question number 18. In question number 18, a man is slipping on a frictionless inclined plane. Okay. A man is slipping on a frictionless inclined plane. Okay. Like this. Man is slipping. Next. A bag falls down from the same height. Okay, so here it is. A bag is falling down from the same height. Okay, falling down in the sense initial velocity of both of them is equal to 0. Okay, then the velocity of both is related as velocity of man, velocity of bag, they are asking. Okay, super. Let me consider, I am assuming this height is going to be h. Okay, so let us say this is theta. Let me imagine that. I don't need to find out base, so I need length. So how to find out length of the inclined plane? You can use the sine theta. Sine theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is nothing but length of the inclined plane. Then hypotenuse is equal to opposite by sine theta. This hypotenuse is nothing but length of the inclined plane. Length of inclined plane. So which is equal to opposite side is h by sine theta is the length of the plane. Okay, so this complete length I got, it is as h by sine theta. This is my imagination. I have to prove whether it is going to be same velocity, same or different velocity of the man when he reaches at the bottom. V of man I have to find out. Similarly, velocity of the bag with which it is going to hit the ground also I have to find out. Velocity of the bag. Let me find out both of them. Now I know and one more thing, which acceleration which is responsible for displacement of the object on the inclined plane already given. So what is the acceleration which is responsible for displacement? G sin theta or G cos theta or G sin theta. Whenever any object is being falling from a certain height, it is falling due to acceleration due to gravity. So that is the difference. In case 1, let me take man. Case 1, man. So initial velocity is equal to 0. A is minus G sin theta as he is falling down. Okay. Now I have to find out final velocity. I know distance of separation also. What is the distance of separation? Length of the plane is equal to h by sin theta. Now I have to find out final velocity. So v square is equal to u square plus 2as. We can use this formula. V square is nothing but vm square is equal to 2 into a is g sin theta minus g sin theta. It is actually s is also minus because object is moving downward. It is going to be h by sin theta. Then sin theta will get cancelled. Then vm square is equal to 2gh. Then Vm is equal to root of 2gh. This is the velocity of the man when he reaches the ground. Let's say this is equation 1. Now case 2. If you observe case 2, object is falling on ground. U is equal to 0, A is equal to minus G, and height it is traveling. S is equal to h. It is actually minus h. What is the reason for minus h? Because object moving downward. Here also you have to substitute. So A is negative, S is also negative because object is moving downward. Okay, na? That is the reason. Next, so from this v square is equal to u square plus 2as, u square is 0, then v square is equal to, this is a bag, right? So bag velocity is equal to 2 times of minus g into minus h. You are going to get 2gh. So finally velocity of the bag is equal to root 2gh. From these two calculations, if you observe, the velocity of man is equal to velocity of the bag. This is the complete explanation. The thing you have to observe, one more thing is, both the objects are falling, reaching the ground with the vertical acceleration g only. I am talking about vertical acceleration, not acceleration on the inclined plane. Acceleration due to gravity of both the objects along vertical direction, it is g only. That's why velocity of the bag is equal to velocity of the man. This is how we have to understand. Which option is correct? Option C is correct option. Very good. Let's move on to the next topic. Now, next concept is relative velocity in 2 dimensions. So relative velocity in 2 dimensions. Before going into numericals based on relative velocity in 2 dimensions, let me explain you a small concept, that is a riverboat numerical. Riverboat numerical, I would like to give you a small points. I'm not going to explain complete concept. Complete concept video will be a separate video is there. You can see that video. I'll upload that as soon as possible. Now in this case, this is actually river. River is flowing in this direction. This is so river is flowing. I did represented velocity of the river flow. This is called as velocity of the river with respect to ground. So velocity of river with respect to ground. Ground is the reference here. And I have given width of the river. This d represent width of river. Width of river. Now, let me consider a person is trying to swim at some angle theta with respect to vertical. This is the vertical. He is trying to swim at some angle theta. Whenever they used to give velocity of the swimmer in still water, that means velocity of the swimmer with respect to river. That is the mean. Now divide this into 2 components. This is VSR sine theta, this component, and it is going to be VSR cos theta. Those are the components. Okay, now you can understand. Let's say swimmer is moving in this direction, river is flowing towards right. So this is the river flow direction. Now if you observe one point, so I will give you a shortcut. So river is flowing like this, velocity of river with respect to ground. Now the point you have to remember is the very first point. Vertical component of velocity. Vertical component of velocity is responsible for crossing the river. Remember, crossing the river. Remember this point. Next, second point is horizontal velocity. Horizontal velocity is responsible for drift. Horizontal drift. So vertical velocity is responsible for crossing the river. Horizontal velocity is responsible for drift. Remember this point. Okay, based on these points only, I am about to solve the numericals. What is the time taken by this swimmer to cross the river? T is equal to which component is responsible for crossing the river? VSR cos theta or VSR sin theta? This is the vertical component of velocity. Let me name them. This is vertical component of velocity. What about horizontal component? This is horizontal component of velocity. Hope you understand the representation. So vertical component of velocity is responsible for crossing the river. Let me find out time taken by this swimmer to cross the river. That is equal to T is equal to VSR cos theta. Distance by velocity, right? So it is going to be width of the river is D divided by VSR cos theta. This is the time taken by the swimmer to cross the river. Remember that point. Okay, let's get into this numericals. What is the question they have given? The question they have given is, so this is very important, it is repeated in previous JEE also. Okay, the speed of a swimmer in still water is 20 meter per second. It means they have given speed of the swimmer with respect to river. 19th solution. Let me imagine this is a river and I am assuming river flow is towards right. So velocity of the river with respect to ground, which is equal to, let us see whether they have given value or not. So the speed of the river flow is given as it is, which is equal to 10 meter per second. Okay, swimmer velocity is 20 meter per second. River is flowing towards east. Okay, if he is standing at the south bank, let's say this is north bank and this is south bank. Okay, so person is at the south bank and wishes to cross the river along the shortest path. So when person is trying to cross the river in shortest path, he must make his strokes in northwest direction. This is how the swimmer must move to cross the river in shortest path. This is velocity of the swimmer with respect to river. So this is how he needs to cross. Okay, what's the question they're asking? The angle at which he should make his strokes with respect to north is given by, this is the north, so we have to find out this theta. This is what. So what is the condition? Person is trying to cross the river in shortest path, right? Shortest path. To cross the river in shortest path, there is a condition. Horizontal component of velocities must get cancelled out. Let me divide. So assume this is theta. Let me divide this into components. So this is VSR sin theta. They have already given the value of VSR, which is equal to 20, right? 20 meter per second. So horizontal component, it is 20 sin theta. So right side it is 10 meter per second. When these horizontal components gets cancelled out, the only velocity which is remaining, that is VSR cos theta, that is 20 cos theta, is the velocity responsible for crossing this river. Okay, when this horizontal component of velocities gets cancelled out, then object undergoes shortest path in the river flows. The condition is horizontal component of velocities must be equal. Horizontal components of velocities must be equal. Then only the person can reach the exactly opposite bank along the shortest path. Super. So 20 sin theta must be equal to 10. Then sin theta is equal to 1 by 2 and theta is equal to 30 degrees. So that means this angle is going to be 30 degrees. If this is 30 degrees, they are asking the angle at which he should make his strokes with respect to north is given by, I think with respect to north it is nothing but 30 degrees west direction or north direction. 30 degrees west, he is making this angle with respect to west direction. So the option B is correct. Hope you understood, guys. Try to go through this once again if you didn't understand. Let me start with another question. Now look at the question number 20. Two boys are standing at the ends A and B of a ground where AB is equal to A. Okay. So let's say this is A and this is B. Total distance is A The boy at B starts running in a direction perpendicular to AB with velocity v1. Okay, so a boy is at position B who is trying to move in a perpendicular direction with a velocity v1. Okay, the boy at A starts running simultaneously with a velocity v and catches the other in time t. Oh, super. Person at A tries to see, he must move in this direction to catch that person. He is moving with a velocity v and he will catch that person in a t time. Okay, let me imagine they are meeting at this position. Okay, so this is the position where they meet. So the time taken for this person at A is going to be t seconds. Okay, now what's the question they are asking? So where t is, we have to find out. And one more thing they have given, the velocity. The boy at A starts running simultaneously with a velocity v and catches the other at a time t where t is. Okay, is distance of separation. Okay, let's try. Now, this is kind of a relative velocity question. Then you have to imagine one object is at rest position. We have to find out velocity of the other. Okay, let me find out velocity of A with respect to B. So in relative velocity, who is at rest position, who is at under motion? So B is at rest. This is the reference I took. So with respect to relative velocity concept. So and we are finding velocity of A. Okay, who is observer? Velocity of A with respect to B, in the sense B is the observer. We are finding velocity of A. So what's the formula? Velocity of A with respect to ground minus velocity of B with respect to ground. This is how we have to represent. Okay, so what is velocity of A with respect to ground? Did they give any components? No. The velocities they have given, position A and position B, are V minus V1. Okay. Now what is the question that I have to find out? I have to find out time taken. Okay. So what is the distance of separation between these two people? Distance of separation between them is A. Then time taken for the person to catch the person B is T is equal to distance by velocity. So what is the velocity? I have to find out magnitude, right? So this is magnitude of velocity I am about to find out. Then it is going to be root of v square minus v1 square. So that is going to be the resultant velocity. So t is equal to d by v, which is equal to distance of separation is A. Then v is equal to root of v square minus v1 square. Next, question number 21. In 21st question, what is the question they are asking? The width of the river is 1 kilometer. Velocity of the boat is 5 km per hour. The boat covered the width of the river in shortest time, 15 minutes. The velocity of the river. Okay. This is how river is given. So width of the river is, how much it is? 1 kilometer. To cross the river in shortest time, we should swim. The boat must be moving towards north only, so to cross the river in shortest time. So what is the velocity with which it is moving? 5 km per hour. The boat covered the width of the river in shortest time, that is t is equal to 15 minutes. Then the velocity of the river stream. Okay, so river is flowing like this, VRG. Okay, then they have given shortest time, t is equal to how much it is? 15 minutes. Now we know, so velocity, which is vertical component, and the river velocity. So this is going to be the resultant. So as river is flowing, this is how resultant velocity is going to be. Okay, so whatever the time they have given is the time taken to cross the river, right? So final time taken, that's what they have given. So finally we are going to get resultant velocity is equal to, okay, So distance traveled, width of the river. So width of the river is 1 kilometer divided by how much time it took? 15 minutes. 15 minutes is nothing but 1/4 of the hour, right? Which is equal to 4 kilometer per hour. This is the resultant velocity. So this resultant velocity is due to velocity 5 and velocity vrg. So we can write down it is as v resultant square is equal to 5 square plus vrg square. What's the question we have to find out? Vrg. So it is 4 square is equal to 5 square plus vrg square. Vrg square is equal to 4 square minus or 5 square minus 4 square, right? Which is equal to 9 we are going to get. Then vrg is equal to 3 kilometer per hour. Now look at the next question. Question number 22. Solution. A person is aiming to reach exactly opposite point on the bank of stream in swimming with a speed of 0.5 meter per second at an angle 120 degrees. Okay, super. This is the river. He is swimming at an angle of 120 degrees with respect to river flow. So with a speed of 0.5 meter per second. Total angle is 120 degrees. He is trying to reach exactly opposite bank. To reach exactly opposite bank, we know the point. Horizontal components of velocities must be equal, right? This is going to be, let's say, total angle is, this is 90 degrees. So this is going to be 30 degrees, right? So it is going to be 0.5 into sine 30, and this is river velocity vrg. Now what is the question they are asking? Direction of river flow of the water, the speed of the water stream. So these components which are along horizontal direction must get cancelled. Then this person can reach exactly opposite bank. That means 0.5 sine 30 must be equal to vrg. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. Then vrg is equal to half of 0.5, that is equal to 0.25 meter per second. Answer option A is correct. Here it is 3. Hope you understood. Now next step. Question number 23. Solution. Two particles A and B are connected by a rigid rod AB. Okay. This is how they are connected. So this is A, an angle alpha, and this is B. So it is moving up and A is moving left. The rod slide along perpendicular rails as shown here. The velocity of A to the left is 10 meter per second. Okay, this is 10 meter per second. What is the velocity of B when angle is alpha is equal to 60 degrees? Okay, assume this angle is equal to 60 degrees. Then what is going to be the value of velocity of B? That's what they are asking. Okay. Let's use tan theta. So tan theta is equal to, you can use for velocities also, velocity of B divided by velocity of A, right? So what's the value of alpha? Alpha is equal to 60 degrees. Then tan 60 degrees is equal to velocity of B divided by velocity of A. Velocity of A is nothing but 10 meter per second. Velocity of B is equal to tan 60 is nothing but root 3. Then root 3 into 10 is the answer. Root 3 value is 1.732 into 10, which is equal to 17.3 meter per second is the answer. So which option? Option D is correct. Very good. Next, 24th solution. A boat is sent across a river with a velocity 8 km per hour. If the resultant velocity of the boat is 10 km per hour, then velocity of the river. Okay. So formula for velocity of the river with respect to boat, velocity of the boat with respect to river is equal to velocity of the boat with respect to ground minus velocity of the river with respect to ground. The question they are asking velocity of the river. So velocity of the river with respect to ground is equal to velocity of the boat with respect to river. No, velocity of the boat with respect to ground minus velocity of boat with respect to river. Okay, so what is the velocity of boat with respect to, what is the thing they are asking? So they are asking velocity of the river with respect to ground. Okay, so velocity of the river with respect to ground, if you want to find out magnitude, so VRG square is equal to VBG square minus VBR square. And there is a reason behind it. So let's say, so this is going to be velocity of the boat and this is velocity of the river. So this is going to be resultant velocity of the boat with respect to ground. Okay na? So velocity of the boat with respect to ground square is equal to VR square plus VB square. From that, VR square is equal to VB square minus VBR square. So it is going to be, so what is the VBG? They have given velocity of the boat with respect to river. Resultant velocity with respect to ground, it is 10 square. So it is 10 square minus 8 square. 10 square is 100 minus 64, which is equal to 36. Then VRG is equal to 6. This is the answer. Next.